pleasure to introduce to you the graduate who will speak on behalf of the graduating batch. She is an achiever. Graduated Magna Cum Laude in Bachelor of Science in Applied Economics and Bachelor of Science in Commerce major in Applied Corporate Management. She is also the recipient of the Dr. Sixto K. Rojas Gold Medal for Excellence in Economics. She represented the university in various conferences abroad and was a scholar for the Singapore Management University's Leadership Enrichment and Regional Network Program. She is an inspiring and dedicated student leader. As the Student Council President, she promoted good governance and encouraged the Salle youth involvement and empowerment in the 2010 national elections through the Boto Lasaliano Sulong Pilipino campaign. A recipient of numerous Gawad Mag-aaral awards that recognized her excellence in leadership and service. Gawad Francisco V. Ortigas, Most Outstanding Student Leader. Gawad Father Gratian Garay, AFSC, Most Outstanding Student Leader in Community Development. And Gawad Imar William, FSC, Most Outstanding Student in Discipline, Leadership, and Advocacy. She is a Rizalian. A true servant leader, she mobilized her entire team to act selflessly to respond to the victims of Typhoon Ondoy. Her zeal to serve and love for her fellow students makes her a Lasalian achiever for God and country. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all listen to the 2009 Outstanding Jose Rizal Model Student of the Philippines and the recipient of the Brother Gabriel Connon Award, the highest award of academic excellence, leadership, and service, Ms. Aimee J. Chua.
Honorable Speaker Dr. Oscar Lopez, Chairman of the Board of Trustees Mr. Francis Estrada, Secretary of the Department of Education Brother Armin Lumistro, President Brother Junior Rizal FSC, Chancellor Brother Ricky Laguda FSC, Vice Chancellors, Administrators, co-academic personnel, faculty, parents, guests, and fellow graduates, good morning. What a blessing it is to stand here in front of you today and be surrounded by future leaders of our country. 5 years ago, when I started my college life in Salle University, I was just an ordinary student with one ordinary wish, and that is to receive my diploma and maybe 1 or 2 medals. 5 years after, who would have thought that I'd get my wish and even achieve more? Come to think of it, God has been truly amazing, because He gives us blessings even if we never ask. Like the saying goes, it's just a matter of looking at the glass half full rather than half empty. Or even if your glass is half empty, still be thankful you have a glass. So, let us first be thankful for those that made our glass half full, half empty, or simply gave us a glass. Let us be thankful for our parents who work hard to provide for our education, and equally importantly, our allowances. Right now, we know that our parents are rejoicing because the tuition is over. But remember, parents, the tuition might be over, but we hope that the allowance continues. During my student years, my parents would always tell me that the only inheritance they could give me is my education. What they don't know is that education is the best inheritance parents could ever give their children, because it's something that no one can take away from us. If we think that we have been working so hard for the last 18 years of our lives, they have been working even harder just to provide us with a good life. Let us also be thankful to the brothers, to our administrators, faculty, and co-academic personnel who devoted their lives to De La Salle University, to serving this country by being instruments of guidance, learning, and support to young Lasallians. Thank you for making us fall in love with De La Salle University. And with the help of all our friends and all those people, let us be thankful that we are here, symbolically culminating our stay in De La Salle University. It is such a great and humbling experience to stand before all of you today and together with you, finally put a period in the final sentence of this chapter of our lives. Now that I think about it, many people would have ended their experiences with a simple period. And this is the lesson that I would want us to cherish above everything else. Being Lasallian achievers for God and country. Being Lasallian achievers, we should not be contented with ending anything with a simple dot. Let us challenge ourselves by using an exclamation point, doing everything beyond what is expected. Filipinos are known for making great sacrifices for the greater good of others. Dr. Josette Dio, a teacher in a public school in Iloilo, won the Intel Excellence in Teaching Award against 4,000 other candidates all over the world. Nestor Suplico, a Filipino taxi driver in the United States, drove almost 70 kilometers from New York to Connecticut, USA, just to return the $80,000 worth of jewelry to his passenger, who left it in the backseat of his taxi. Suplico even refused when offered the reward and just simply asked for the reimbursement of his taxi fuel. Efren Peña Florida, despite receiving highest distinction in his computer technology degree in college, chose to educate out-of-school youth in Cavite through his pushcart classes. Fellow graduates, I know and I believe that with one story, two stories, or three stories of our excellence at a time, we can help make every Filipino proud of this nation. And who could ever forget the Lasallian spirit of volunteerism over a year ago when Ondoy struck our country? Instead of taking advantage of the suspension of classes, thousands of Lasallians like you went beyond expectations, came to school to contribute to DLSU's relief operations. I know that it was not a joke to volunteer for that whole week. We sorted old clothes and food donations, repacked them in plastics, carried these goods in the vehicles volunteered by Lasallians, and delivered them to disaster-stricken areas. No one knew that I, for one, got physically exhausted and actually thought of giving up during the third day of our relief operations. But who am I to give up when I could still hear news that their fellow brothers and sisters still got nothing to eat? Who am I to rest when I see fellow Lasallians, even those who used to be the most apathetic ones in college, were still tirelessly volunteering in campus? The university commended the student council for doing a great job during the actual day of Ondoy and its relief operations. I honestly think that this is partly the reason why I received Brother Gabriel Connon Award and Gawad Mag-aaral Most Outstanding Student Leader Award. But you know what? These awards must be given to all of you, to each and every Lasallian who went beyond expectations, who helped us and supported us not only during Ondoy, but also during H1N1 and the recently concluded national elections. After all, I was just very fortunate enough to be your student council president last school year when all these events happened. So now, Can you remind me again who actually said that one has to do extraordinary acts to be a hero? You and I are living proofs that Lasallians are capable of heroism when we gave ourselves to our country when our country needed us most. And now, more than ever, our country needs us. Let us help build this nation by continuing our own acts of heroism. I hope that we start our post-student life right by exercising our right to vote this upcoming barangay elections on October 25. Barangay elections may be insignificant to some, but our hope for this change in this country must not be pinned down on Pinoy alone, because change can and should come from grassroots. Our vote may not be the light, but it can be the spark of change we want to see for our country. Fellow Lasallians, it's time to exceed expectations. It's time to give back to our nation. Let me end with some words from a great Filipino whom I consider as one of my heroes, Carlos P. Romulo. And I quote, "The reinvigoration of the national spirit must take place in the grassroots, in every city, town, and barrio in the Philippines. And it must start among our own people. To be a worthy citizen of the world, one must first prove himself to be a worthy Filipino." Fellow graduates, let us all be challenged to live our lives and end succeeding chapters from now, not with the finality and simplicity of a period, but with a drive suggested by an exclamation point, and together, let us exceed expectations. I wish you all the best, and I sincerely hope and pray that we'll soon find our purpose in life. Congratulations, and live Jesus in our heart forever.